So, in the 2 years since I've become pretty much comic book geek, I had amassed quite a, a collection of both DC and Marvel graphic novels. And I still remain true to my opinion that, off the page at least, Marvel had done the better movies, but DC had done the better TV, and I think I'd stick to that quite firm. However, one area that I think DC does slightly pull ahead with Marvel, although Marvel have caught up in some respects, was computer games. And specifically the one I want to talk about today is the first of DC's Arkham series, Batman Arkham Asylum. Now, this game came out in 2009, and honestly, for a while, I didn't play the Arkham games. I knew when they came out. I saw when they came out. I didn't play them at the time. I knew people who did. I just didn't. I mean, 2009, I would have been kind of just starting high school. So, I don't know, maybe I was just busy with other stuff at the time. And I saw them, but I didn't play them. However, evidently I must have clocked on to them a bit later on, because later on I put at least some of them on my Steam wishlist. I thought to myself, why not? It might be fun to try. They pretty much remained on there for a while, until recently I saw that the first game of the series, Batman Arkham Asylum, which was on my Steam wishlist, it was going fairly inexpensive, probably due to Black Friday sales, so I thought to myself, why not? I purchased it, began to play it through, and I can see why people love this series. I mean, and it even inspired kind of other game artists later down the line. I mean, apparently when they were developing Spider-Man for the PS4 for this year, which I watched the whole of Jacksepticeye's kind of playthrough of it, or walkthrough of it, and yeah, I can see that they did take quite a few kind of cues from the Batman Arkham series. So yeah, this series did kind of influence kind of games later down the line. But anyway, enough about Spider-Man, back to Batman Arkham Asylum. For those who don't know the story at least, Batman returns Joker back to Arkham Asylum after his latest escapades. However, Joker has got big plans, so he ends up taking over the asylum, turning it into Joker Asylum, and then intends to kind of release a toxin named Titan, which is essentially a kind of more powerful version of Venom, the toxin that gives Bane his strength and abilities. That is to release it into Gotham's water supply and ultimately cause havoc. Now, for some people, some people may see Michael Keaton as Batman, some people may see Christian Bale as Batman, or you may even see Ben Affleck as Batman. But one of the things that I think was rather wise to do with kind of Batman Arkham Asylum is that they bring back the Batman and the Joker that kind of many people loved, in that they brought back for the games Kevin Conroy as Batman and Mark Hamill as the Joker, which I feel is a very wise thing to do. I mean, I've loved every incarnation of the Joker so far, Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, and I even enjoy Jared Leto as the Joker, but kind of whenever I try to read through kind of comics with the Joker in, strangely, although I try and picture someone like Jared Leto in the role, my mind kind of keeps slipping back to Mark Hamill's Joker voice. And yeah, I mean, I know Mark Hamill did do some big stuff in the 80s with Star Wars and the like, but somehow I keep slipping back to his Joker voice, and I do think it was wise for them to bring them in. And I do know that kind of for the last two games, i.e. Arkham Origins, which was made by a different publisher, and Arkham Knight, they did swap out Mark Hamill for Troy Baker, but to me, Mark Hamill's Joker voice is very iconic. Now, I am by no means the best at Arkham Asylum. I have died plenty of times. I mean, I'm entering the final kind of chapter of the game, kind of the final act at least, and I missed so many collectibles and so many Easter eggs that according to my statistics, I've only actually completed 44% of the game. So I'm by no means the best at this game. There are people who are much better than me, and there were even times when I kind of got stuck and wasn't sure what to do next, that I kind of went on YouTube and looked up Blitzwinger's kind of playthrough of the game. So yeah, I'm by no means the best, and you should probably go and check those out if you want to see them do well. And also, I have died plenty of times in this game and been ridiculed by the Joker, Harley Quinn, Scarecrow, and Killer Croc a couple of times. But I do see why people love this game. Or this game series. It's very iconic. I mean, from what I understand, people liked the kind of Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. It was kind of dark and grittier Batman with an element of realism. So they kind of went over to Rocksteady, I think that was the game company that created this, and went, could you do something kind of in a similar style to this, but just go whole hog with it, show us what the Batman universe could be? And they're like, yeah, okay, we can do that, and they've done it great. I mean, as I said, you do get to see quite a few great villains in this game. As I said, Joker, Harley Quinn, Scarecrow, Killer Croc. You also get to fight Bane at one point. And my personal favourite villain, the Riddler, while he isn't in this game particularly, he has left kind of a load of kind of clues and trophies that you can collect, which I've missed a ton of. But yeah. And there are also kind of Easter eggs and hints to kind of other great villains, such as Mr. Freeze and Two-Face. And I do know you do get to meet some of the other great villains kind of down the line in later games, such as I say, Mr. Freeze, Ra's al Ghul. You can even find Calendar Man at one point, which, yeah, sounds pretty good. But yeah, as I said, I do see why people love these games. It was a great game to play, and as I said, I may not be the best at it, but I did find a tremendous amount of enjoyment just playing through this game. Who knows, maybe later down the line I will get the games like Arkham City, Arkham Origins, or Arkham Knight. But for the time being, having finally played through Batman Arkham Asylum, I have absolutely loved it. Yeah, I do see why it's a good game, and I suggest if you haven't played it and you're a fan of DC Comics, play through it. It's a great game to play through. You can even find Poison Ivy in there, and it is great. So yeah, my short review of Arkham Asylum, it's a great game. And yeah, I do think that's one area in which, yeah, DC does well with their video games. Anyway, that's all for now. So yeah.